Starting.
All right, everybody. Welcome
Hold
back
on,
to
wait. Do we know it's live?
Is it live?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. If we're
Okay, it
live,
says
then
starting.
welcome back, everybody. We're having a fun time. This is going to be a simulcast on Digital Gold's channel and my channel, and of course Brian, my producer, is always here. And so, Digital Gold, please say hello and introduce yourself again for all those people who don't know about you.
Ah, there's so many buttons to push. Hey guys, welcome. This is James Bond channel, and it's great to have James Bond back with Brian. He interviewed me before, back when we were like itty bitty in the mine, and now we're like expanding and growing to like an office, so it's cool, and I'm excited. I was looking forward to tonight for like a week, so this will be great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me. I guess it's both at the same time.
Well, I'm glad to have you back on Digital Gold, and congratulations on your mining operation. I have to admit that you know, it seems like it's taken off. Can you tell us why you're not streaming from your mine, and why you're streaming in your room?
Yeah, I'm in my bedroom. It's right over there. See, the bed's right over there. No, not really. Yeah, so basically, if you guys saw our big mine rig setup, what we did is we had to shut off all the rigs and then shut off all the fans so we could like live in there, right? And then you could hear us. And we decided that we could make better money by selling the rigs and then keeping them there and then building more and so on and so forth. So eventually we'd like to build some kind of like wall or glass wall or something so we can stream there again. But it's just so loud and so hot, it's not the best scenario. So it's exciting.
Right, excellent. So tell us how you operate your mines now. So you just completely manage it for everyone. Is that correct?
Yeah, so a lot of people want to get into this altcoin world. Like, that's just what their focus is. And like, I want Bitcoin, but I know I can't mine it, so I'm going to get some altcoin. And what they do is they buy a mining rig, kind of their scale of what they want, you know, 1 to 8, 16, 24, whatever. And they purchase that through us, and then we just give them full control, basically. Like, they can do everything but remote, but they see all their numbers, they see all of their hash rates, their profitability, their efficiency, their electric, they see all of that. And then we just send them an invoice and say, hey, this is the fee per day, and at the end of the month, this is how much you owe us, and thank you for your services. Now, if they don't pay, of course, we just have the machinery. But we haven't run into any trouble. Usually we're having a great communication with these people before they ever, you know, drop tens of thousands of dollars into something. So yeah, it's fun. I like it. So I just get to monitor and do what I love doing with mining, but with other equipment, and build more equipment. So hopefully it'll just keep going.
So are you going to build another mining rig now? Is that your plan? You're going to just build another mining rig, and then have someone like get into that, and then build another mining rig, then have somebody else get into that until like it just spirals out of control?
That's the goal. Yes. I got a call today from where was it? Europe. I forget where in Europe, but he wants a 8-card rig. So we got one running, so just making sure everything's solid, and all I need is his Bitcoin address, and then I switch it right to them. If they want to mine other altcoins, they just email and say, hey, I want to mine this coin. I'm like, okay, I switch it over, boom. So I try to make it as hands-off for them as possible. It's just like, here's the cash, and I get the coin. It's just flawless is my goal. I want them to make as easy as possible for them. Because they don't know how to build computers. They don't know all the technical side. They don't even hardly know what the coins are, for goodness sakes. They just know they want to mine. So that's how they do that.
That's awesome. Can you? I've heard some hardware coming out specific for very particular just for mining. There's different companies coming out. Do you know any hardware companies that are coming out? I heard about the 6 or 12 socket motherboard just for mining, just designed just for people who are into mining. And these new graphics cards that are coming out. Do you know about these hardware? Because you always go in your videos. I always see you like shopping at Micro Center. So you probably know what's going on the hardware side. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, so the hardware side, there's a little battle between the gamers, the graphic card companies, and the motherboard producers. So those are kind of the main three. Everybody needs their typical stuff to build a computer to mine, but miners love when they can expand how many cards they can do and when their cards get the most profitable mega hash. Now, if you know anything about mining, recently we were so excited about this Vega card because it was going to revolutionize mining, like to the umpth degree. Mining can do the best at, imagine running at like 20 to 30 miles an hour down the highway. Well, this card stated that it would do 70 to 100 miles an hour, right? So what would that do to the rest of the miners out there? It'd be worthless. There'd be no point in having your rigs running because the guy next to you is doing 3 times more power than you could ever do. So that was a bust. That's a joke, right? Everybody's out there is like really upset that they spent all that money on those. And the motherboard manufacturers are producing these insane motherboards for these rigs. So yeah, 12 to 13 is what you can buy right now. Yes, but they just announced a 19 graphic card on one motherboard. 19 is,
yeah, that's what I heard, or something ridiculous. So literally, there's just a motherboard that's gonna just host a lot of these graphic cards, and they're gonna go crazy.
Right. That's the goal, at least. I'd love to see one of those built. I hope we can build one. It's like, you know, $12,000, but maybe.
Interesting. All right. I have another question for you, Digital Gold. And this is just from my experience from the last kind of boom in the cryptocurrency cycle. If I look on Craigslist or eBay, there's like a ton of mining rigs, especially Ethereum mining rigs. They're labeled as Ethereum mining rigs for sale. Is that an indication of the market as far as mining? Are they over mining? Are people over mining, or is there still room for people to mine, to become miners and be very profitable?
That's a good question. I would say a lot of people are very interested in turning over their equipment in order to make a profit, and so they stop mining because they see the end is near with this Ethereum, and then they just like say, I can make more money if I just sell this rig. So then they sell it to somebody who's not either as knowledgeable, well, basically somebody who's not as knowledgeable as building one, and then they turn a good profit. This did happen in 2013. You're right. This was like a repeat because everybody started offloading all their rigs, and there was a lull in mining for probably about 6-8 months. However, it exploded, and everybody that sold their rigs hated the fact that they sold their rigs because they could have just turned them on right away and made ample profit way before anybody else. Because I heard a statement from a miner that if you build a miner and then you wait a week to get it built from the time you say, I'm going to build a miner, and then you go to a week later to get it built and it's running and it's solid, you lost half of the profit that you could have made. And from then on, you're basically mining in the half. And it's just astronomical, the numbers that change. So having a mining rig already ready, running, even if it's not like producing a ton of profit, it's worth it just to hold on to it. So these people who are selling them are either trying to make it into a business or have no idea what they're doing.
All right. I've also heard like people making mining rigs and then profiting off of just selling them. They don't even mine them. They just make it and then they just sell it on eBay or Craigslist. Is that something that's happening now? Is that common?
Yeah, I mean, you
Are
got
you
guys
seeing with
who,
that?
I mean, because you got guys who build computers and they're like, you know, hey, I know how to build a computer. I don't care about mining. I'm just going to buy it, build it, and sell it. You see that a lot too. That's, I mean, hey, if they can make money that way, then so be it. But I mean, I like to do every part of mining, right? I like to mine myself. I like to mine personally. I like to mine for the company for digital gold. I like to mine for investors who want to buy rigs, you know, so I'll always try to always have enough rigs at my disposal that I can offload to people while still keeping my own to build more. So like, I like to keep the continual flow of all things. So just because digital gold sells a rig doesn't mean that like we just stopped. It just means that we're expanding to build a different one in a different area or location, because we don't like to keep them all in one location either. We like to keep them in other states, of course, because having them all in one area, I don't think is very decentralized.
Well, I'm sure that's for safety reasons too, right? Because you never know when you know, the heat from the mining rigs might burn down the mining rigs, and you don't want all your mining rigs to go bad.
Right.
And so that's a good way to do things.
True.
So let me ask you this other question from the last time. We talked a little bit about Genesis mining in our last episode I was with you. Now, have you heard about Genesis mining?
Yes.
And their issue with being hacked?
No, go ahead.
Being hacked and
tell me your story
paying.
first. Tell me your side first.
Well, this is I don't cloud mine at all, but apparently they were hacked, and now all the users, all the cloud miners are upset because they haven't been receiving their payments, and a lot of people put money into it, and while they're not getting paid out in whatever cryptocurrency, the price of Bitcoin, the price of Dash, the price of almost everything, even Ethereum, has started to go up, and now they're starting to pay out. And a lot of people are upset and maybe even worried that maybe Genesis mining may have a financial problem. What have you heard, or what do you know about that, since you're an actual miner?
So I wanted to head up there as soon as I could. I think I mentioned that before to you, and I'm very leery of going up there now. But from a source, I know I hate when people say that too, but they have a corporate jet in Atlanta, and something doesn't jive well why they have a corporate jet in the States when their business is run out of Iceland. And maybe they have an office in Atlanta. I don't know. But why would you travel that much to the States back and forth? And why do you need your own private jet with such a young company? I mean, they're not even 5 years old. Such a young company. So that scares me. And then what do we know about the past, James? You've been in here a while. You know. Well, every time there's a hack, there's this lull of like, oh, everything's fine. We just got hacked. We'll be okay. And then like the doom comes and it's just straight plummet. Like government seizing and shut down the servers and it just turns into this world of mess. Like Cripsy. Cripsy got hacked and it took them like 6 months before anybody did anything. Mt. Gox, they got hacked before. The DAO hack was about the only one that was like instant. So I'm glad I stayed away from Genesis mining. Woo! That's scary stuff, man.
Yeah, you know, I think it was December last year, around December, sometime during the winter, they made that announcement on their website about Enigma, their Enigma project, which were basically GPU miners. And I think they've been showcasing that with other YouTubers, right, going to the site, going to Iceland, and you can see all these GPU miners, like, you know, the two warehouses full of GPU miners. And I have to admit, that's I'm assuming they're mining Ethereum, because that would probably be the most profitable coin right now. And since then, the price has gone up, but now the price has kind of gone down. from its high of 400 down to like almost 200. It's back up again. But do you think that might be another reason they invested too much into mining equipment on a coin that was already on its way up, but it may be teetering to go back down, and their profitability is not up to snuff?
I think they initially started honest, and I'm just guessing, and I think they initially wanted to sell mega hash and match mega hash per user. However, they got ahead of themselves and they, quote, sold out, and then they opened up selling again, and they realized we should just keep selling these even though we may not have the mega hash. And at one point, the CEO walks into the building, and he's like, this is 4,000 GPUs. Well, if you do the math, so like, if we do 4,000 GPUs, right, and then we times that by, let's say they got it at wholesale at like $300 a GPU. So we're looking at 1.2 million. Right. So $1.2 million in just GPUs. So is that a big investment? Yes, but to some of these ASIC miners, that's nothing. So they got this great investment. They put 4,000 GPUs in these two warehouses, and then they turned them all on and they sold all these contracts. Well, they had more people joining than they could sell contracts for. So they kept on mining and kept hoarded basically most of them for themselves, and then slowly paid out to these other people. But they couldn't build the rigs fast enough for the people who were buying these contracts. So did they actually get hacked, or was it an inside job? Like, I mean, just the fact that they stopped paying out is weird. Like, I can't think of a scenario in my head where I wouldn't be able to stop paying out to someone, especially with the people, like the clients I have who own their own rigs. Like, it's just natural. I just built it in naturally that there's no way they would not be able to get paid out. So unless the whole energy, right, one area went down majorly, it could be like, yo, we had a power outage. But otherwise, that just seems really shady to me if you're that big.
Yeah, from the other YouTubers and the videos they made, it almost seems like they were told they would get paid out, and it got paid out a large lump sum, and then they were missing like 2 days worth, sometimes 3 days worth, even though they said they would start paying every 2 days instead of every day. Is there a point, like with your mining, that you don't receive, like especially for the warehouse, 2 warehouses full of GPUs, like you would not receive any mining rewards on one single day or in a 2-day period?
On 4,000 GPUs, no way. You'd make it every second. Hey,
okay,
look at that. In the chat, Luke, you've been hacked, user, says it was an inside job. So it sounds like some people are very convinced. You can see your chat too, James Bond, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dual chatting?
Brian told me that he was sending me a text that no one can see the live stream from my channel.
What?
So yeah.
No.
So anyways, I broadcasted from my side, and I got my chat on here. I don't see your chat. Could you give that to me in the?
It says your channel's on. There's 12 people watching on your channel right now.
Oh, okay. But I don't see the guy in the chat, unfortunately. So he said it's an inside job. Is he just speculating, or does he know, or does he have secret information?
I don't know. We got another Ixerm says that makes sense. It must be an inside job. Oh, he's a user. He's a user, and he's saying he's missing 6 days for July that he didn't get paid out. 6 days. Oof. Ouch.
Yeah, it just seems kind of weird that you would miss these payouts, even if they got hacked. All right, so they're missing. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. They got hacked, so they're missing coins that they would have paid out.
Right.
But they're still mining, so they should just eat the loss on that, because
Right.
that was their responsibility to secure their, you know, they won't let you film the power, you know, how much power they're consuming. They won't let you film certain parts of where they are. So their security should be top notch. And so if they got hacked, that's their responsibility.
Right.
But there's no reason why you couldn't pay out, because if you were still mining, you were still getting coins, rewards every day. So
Right.
so what was the big delay? And it was like, it was kind of weird. They just lump sum and then be missing 2 3 days, even being late. People say that they're caught up, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know how many people are really caught up, and the amount of people making videos upgrading has almost disappeared.
I'm almost caught up. I'm only a few days behind on overall
Really?
payments. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe 4 or 5 days that are missing, but they seem to be they seem to have been catching me up slowly.
Okay, that's good news to hear. So you're almost caught up on getting the payouts that you were missing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Brian. Yeah, that's right. Brian's Genesis cloud miner. Are you still trying to catch up to the amount of coins that
Yeah, I haven't got my ROI yet. Probably another month.
to it? Okay,
So
excellent.
producer Brian, if we go to James Bond channel on his main page, we are live there. It looks like.
Yes,
So I don't.
and
Okay, cool.
I said we weren't live at one point, but then
Oh.
once we were, I messaged y'all and said we are live.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
So if there's any chat, that would be cool. But I got another guy in here who says that he is 6 days behind as well. So I send them 2 tickets every day for them to pay me. Another guy says Bob. It sounds like, James, I don't know if you're hearing this from people you talk to. There's a lot of people that are on Genesis mining. Like, they hopped on the train, they got sucked in, and it sounds like a lot of people are doing this. Are you feeling that?
A lot of people are cloud mining, or a lot of people
Like
are
a lot
missing
of
payments?
No, a lot of people like are cloud mining on Genesis mining. They thought this was a viable thing. This is what we should do. This is how you mine Bitcoin. And I feel like they got sucked in. They got roped in. And now they're feeling the pain. Do you feel that way or no?
Well, I don't cloud mine, so I don't feel anything for them, really. I've been kind of warning them not to do it, and I've been telling people I'm not stupid enough to cloud mine. But anyways, don't take any offense to that. I was just trying to, tell people, it doesn't make sense if you go out and, just purchase the coins. You'll make out much better, and that apparently now I think they're understanding. I see a lot of YouTubers admitting that it would have been a lot better if they just bought the coins, or maybe even go ahead and mine the coins themselves, instead of relying on a third party to do that. And it was, I'm sure in the beginning it was fun, because they were getting payments, and the expectation was that these payments would continually come through. But I always, and I'll still say this to this day, there's 2 assumptions that people are making. The first assumption is that they're going to live forever. The second assumption is that the Genesis mining is going to be profitable forever, and those are 2 assumptions that are just not true. So they should just consider that, if you got your coins in hand, take it, because that way you have it. And I interviewed one guy. He put $30,000 into Genesis mining, and he did the Bitcoin SHA-50 250, was it 256? And at that time, I think the price of Bitcoin was $30,000, and so he could have gotten around 30, Bitcoins, and he would have made $120,000. He would have had $120,000 right now. Now he only received 8 Bitcoins back, at most, is what he told me, or that's what I heard on his video. And it's unfortunate, because that's money that he could have made if he just went out and bought it. So now he's kind of upset for that reason.
Yeah, that's insane. Brian, feel free to interject anytime here. I see that's what I'm trying to do. Like I want to build an area with digital gold and the community here that when you buy a rig and if you can't run it, we run it for you, but you have like full access. Like you can see it, you can physically see it with a webcam, you can run it, you can change your coin. Like if we don't have a rig for you, then you're not mining. Like I just feel like this cloud mining is just schemes all over the place, and nobody is making big money except the cloud miners. And if we could join together as like an actual decentralized community, and we all kind of, I'm thinking out loud here, put our machines together as one purpose, but spreading it out correctly according to what you give, like the pools do, like Coinatron and things like that, some of those great pools. I think you could balance people in, South Africa who have finances but have no way to get that computer equipment for a reasonable price versus the States where you can go to Micro Center and get it real cheap and host them and build some kind of decentralized community that way, instead of this, hey, we have everything in Iceland, come to Iceland, mine with us, and we're not actually going to show you what we're doing, but we have a really cool website and the terrific marketing, and so just come here and pay us money and we'll give you what we think is valuable to you. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah, and considering how secretive they are, I mean, the project they called on that 2 new warehouses was called Enigma, which I don't know if you know what Enigma is. Do you know, Brian, or Digital Gold? No,
tell me.
Enigma was some kind of typewire. It was a way that the Germans communicated with each other in secrecy, and everybody, every general,
I remember that
Enigma, in which they could just write secret messages to each other. And I understand, this is cryptography and everything, and what's that guy's name? Is it Marco? Marco's German.
Yep.
But to have it to the point where people don't know what you're really doing. I mean, we see the mining farms. Yes, you show us videos, but you're so paranoid that you can't show the location or even the power consumption, because if people knew the power consumption, they would actually know how much this plant is producing. And I think people would figure out quickly, for the amount of people there are in contracts and the amount of potential revenue that they're earning, there may be some imbalance in the whole marketing scheme of referral, where you pay Bitcoins or you pay a cryptocurrency in order to get the mining contracts. It just seems a little too weird. But I would recommend, if you are getting into mining, get into mining like the real thing. Learn about that, and you're essentially doing the same thing as cloud mining. The only difference is you're in full control. And
right.
If it's too busy for you, or if it's too much for you, and then you're really serious about like setting up a farm, I mean, this is where you come in, Digital Gold. I mean, you'll do that for them. It's similar to cloud mining. The only difference is it's localized.
Right.
And they could come to you. They could go see their mine.
Right.
And then not only that, they own the mining rigs. Is that correct?
Right.
So if they they wanted to sell their mining rigs and give it even more return on their profit,
right,
they can do that eventually as well, or just play a very nice video game.
That's right. And for people let's just play that out like you're talking about, like South Africa, who's like, okay, I'm done with this. I did it for 6 months. This is no fun. I want to sell my rig. All I got to do is find somebody else that wants to buy it in another country or another state, and then they can own it and pay the guy in South Africa. So then you're like you're almost like a Craigslist mixed with something. I'm looking for the word. Craigslist mixed with eBay mixed with I don't know. Help me out here. But there's got to be a way to be honest. There's got to be a way to do this honestly and not trick people out and take minimal fees to just help the network. Like, nobody needs to get massively rich off of this. Let's be honest. We all just would like to live debt-free and comfortably. We don't need to drive the Lambos. Like, that's a dream world. Stop living in the dream world. This is reality.
I would like to drive a Lambo.
Right?
I would like to drive and get massively rich.
But you're probably not gonna, unless you strike gold, right? I mean, how are you gonna strike gold?
Well, you're right. I was just joking. You know, it's hard because, you know, I think the reason why people get into this is really not to support the network, but you know, for the money, and that's why you're seeing the gold rush into cryptocurrency, and that's why you see investors coming in. Why else would they do it, right? They're trying to make a return on their investment, and you know, that's how a lot of people see it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who take advantage of that, and this is an unregulated market in which, you know, there's no oversight, nothing, you know.
Right.
I remember there was a mining rig out in Florida, and there was this guy who did all he set up the meetups. He was like a community manager. The weird part was, well, eventually he got a job at a mining company, the mining rig company, and this is when I think Bitcoin was around $700. Right after it peaked out at 1,000, it started going down, and it was around $700. I was reading this report where this guy literally, he took money, or he took Bitcoins for an investment fund to set up more mining rigs. And then he also took the mining rigs that were already there as well, and he disappeared. And when when they started looking for him, he had he gave it a fake name. He had a fake profile. None of it was real. He just came out of the blue and just started, like, you know, being a part of the community. And when the time came, he exit scammed. And I don't think to this day they ever found him. He just disappeared. So there's a lot of things like that going on, unfortunately. And the temptation to do that is so great, because what do you have to lose, right? You got this digital currency, and you probably got their cash, you know, on top of that, and you just, like, disappear and take off. You're not found. You don't have to ever show your face again. Probably go to China, like Vern did with Cripsy, or go to the Bahamas, and you could probably live, I don't know, maybe 10 years if you live frugally. And then by then everyone will forget about it, and they could come back again and probably do the same thing.
That's valid. That's exactly what I'm talking about. These people just take advantage of other human beings, and it's sad, but I get we're all that corrupt, and we all have possessed that corruption. It's just it is sad. It's sad that people want to, or have the desire to scam people like that, and I'm afraid for those that in the future, like, sort of, you know, what you sow is what you reap, and what happens to Genesis mining in the end. You know, will governments come down and start banning all cloud mining services? Will they figure out ways to do that or something? Now, I got a great thing in the chat. Somebody said we should make something like Airbnb, basically, for cloud mining, because Airbnb, you know, is a pretty trusted place where you have houses and you have people who want to rent or live or stay there for a few days, and vice versa, and they trust each other. That's a good shout out to Mo Chaya for that. But also, I got somebody that says they went inside of Genesis mining and it was very recent, and I guess is that Genesis mining thing, like they want people to come up there?
You know, recently that kind of was the thing, to prove to people that they're real. But ever since they've been missing the payments, it seems like they're getting more people to come out, especially with YouTubers who have very large subscriber bases. And they also, the YouTubers themselves have also pushed Genesis mining contracts. You see it in their note section and everything, their comments, like, sign up using my code, get 3% off. So
yeah,
I think this is another
that's really
marketing
weird.
push.
Somebody says Genesis has 500,000 users on their site right now. I think that for anybody in the chat who's joining us, welcome. If you guys are not subscribed to James Bond here that we're on, please go over to his channel. It is in the description. Stop on digital gold. Just stop. Just keep the window open. Open a new tab. Go to James Bond. Hit subscribe, please. Please do that right now. We're there too. You can chat in there too. But I think that with 500,000 users, we're looking at 4,000 GPUs. So they don't even have a GPU per user. Like the numbers are astronomically wrong in that sense. So they're upcharging an insane amount of money for all this, and it's scary. And I think the biggest reason that I think me and you are spending so much time on this, because it's almost, when it all comes crashing down, it's going to be as big or bigger than Mt. Gox in that scenario. When we find out how much was actually hacked, what they were actually doing, and the truth was exposed for what Genesis mining was. Like, what even is it at this point? We don't even know. Well, Brian, do you have anything for this? Or he's your producer?
No, it's okay. I can talk too. He lets me talk sometimes on Sundays. I'm a good talker.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on all this? Do you have Genesis mining? Are you in it, or?
Yeah. I started in the space back in March, and I listened to some of the wrong YouTubers, and I made a purchase. Hold on a second. I live in the Bronx, by the way. So I listened to the wrong people on YouTube, and I made a mining purchase with Genesis. And had I not purchased that, but rather had bought Bitcoin with that same money at that time, I would have seen 3 times profit. And I'm still a month or so away from getting my ROI with Genesis. So I think it's bad. But at the same time, you know who's making a pretty penny off Genesis as well are those YouTubers that I listen to. They get a lot of coins from their referrals. They get a ton of coins. And one could argue, okay, that's fine. They can promote Genesis even though they're getting a kickback because they believe in Genesis. Well, the problem is now it's getting tougher and tougher to sell your belief in Genesis because Genesis seems to be crumbling. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen to those YouTubers when Genesis comes down. If they'll come out and say, hey, you know, I messed up, I'm sorry, I thought they were legit, or if you're never going to hear from them again, because there are a lot of folks that make videos about these Ponzi schemes. And when the Ponzi scheme crashes eventually, they will go and remove all their videos they made, but they won't put up any videos that say, hey, this site's crashed, don't put any more money into it. So it'll be interesting to see how people in the space respond, especially those who've been promoting it.
Well, Brian, maybe you could tell them, you could tell the audience about your experience with trading your coins, and just, you know, give the audience an idea of how demanding these, especially Bitcoins, are in your area. And my thing is, you know, Bitcoin's good for trading, but it's only good if you can actually find a miner to buy your Bitcoins from. You know, that's the whole economy that I kind of participate in, is, you know, there's people who mine, and, you know, instead of putting on exchanges where they may or may not get their money, you know, considering all the exchanges that have been hacked recently, you know, the good way to recover some of your investment is to sell to another person, an investor or another trader. And that's kind of what I do. And I've been kind of working with you on that. Could you tell them a little bit about your experience?
Well,
if you want to.
There are a lot of meetups in the city, and there are a lot of people who want Bitcoin. Now, peer-to-peer trading instead of going to Coinbase or the ATM, Well, I found that folks prefer not having to show their ID or bank accounts as you would with Coinbase. And that when they go to the ATMs, the fees are very high. So between those two things, they've decided that a peer-to-peer is more private, as a combination of the two. So if a person has Bitcoin, they could sell it in Manhattan, and you could sell it for a premium. The problem is you have to be able to purchase Bitcoin right away to replace what you purchased. And invariably, you will end up with more Bitcoin than you sold, as long as you can make the purchase right away. So I would not get into peer-to-peer trading unless you have a means by which you can obtain more Bitcoin.
Right.
On a consistent basis, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say is if more people were mining and they understood the liquidity or the demand of Bitcoin, I mean, essentially it would be you would act as the trader trading, and then the mining could be done in a way they could sell you their Bitcoins, or in some cases what people do is they just mine any altcoin that's profitable, but then if they wanted to, they can trade those out for Bitcoin and essentially sell them to you. And that's the economy that I work in. And I think if anything, that should drive miners or people who want to mine into doing that, knowing that there's a liquidity there. And I kind of talked about that with Digital Gold here. And I don't know if maybe in the future we could all work something out, because essentially all the coins that's ever created comes from miners, and that's where you're gonna get your coins for the most part, and that's probably the best way. The other thing, Brian, I wanted to ask was, do you also, I'm sure there's a limit that the ATMs and Coinbase probably has. So if somebody wanted to do like a large amount, and if you had it, you think that's another reason why, because of the amount of the limit?
Well, yeah, with Coinbase, there's a limit on what you can purchase every week, and that's based on how much information you give them and how much personal banking information you give them, which will extend your weekly limit. But if you're doing this as a frequent thing and you're trying to make real Bitcoin gains, then Coinbase is not going to work for you, because eventually you're going to get to a volume where they're going to want every stitch of your information, and even that may not suffice. They may not raise it up because they're finicky as well. Yeah. So what you said about miners, that's like the A prime spot to purchase coins. And if you're lucky and you know a business that accepts Bitcoin and doesn't have an avenue to trade that out for fiat, then you could approach them and see if you could buy their coins.
Excellent. Yeah. That should be a really good incentive for people who are into mining, like real mining, like you, Digital Gold, because there is a real liquid market for, as far as I know, Bitcoin. But if you mine other altcoins for profitability, I mean, you can trade them for Bitcoin yourselves, and then be able to liquidate those Bitcoin relatively easy, in my opinion. I think you can.
No, you're right. What's interesting is we've been talking long enough that people that are avid fanboys of Genesis mining are now in my chat over here, and they're getting quite passionate about it. Apparently, Genesis mining has multiple locations, okay, all over the world. They sell contracts. They're actually only 3 days behind, says this individual, yet other people on here, users, say that they're 6 days. So I think I'm going to trust the user versus some fanboy. And they're saying that our idea to be open and honest of a mining scenario is just outrageous. It's never going to happen, and we need to just go with Genesis. And yeah, so anyways, lots of love for Genesis and in there, except we're throwing down the hate. So very funny.
Well, we're not
very
throwing
funny.
down any hate. We're just throwing down what happened.
We're throwing down the truth. You're right.
Well, what's happened from what I can tell, from what I've seen past in the cryptocurrency space, is not very good news. Okay, this doesn't look very good for Genesis mining, and more people should be like, you know, a little bit more upset and kind of prevent Genesis mining from going under. All right, if you love Genesis mining, then you should set up a very good standard, you know, for your customers, because, you know, the way they came out, the way they communicated, you know, it's the feeling of Mt. Gox, how they just didn't, you know, communicate to their users, and in the end, they went under. You know,
there we go. Another user just said, I am 6 days behind in July alone. And another user says, it is becoming centralized. It's a cloud centralizing company. So yes, there are very passionate users on here that are refuting the other people. We are 6 blocks away, by the way, for Segwit Lock-in. So that's exciting. Only 6 more to go.
Oh, wow. How long is that gonna take? An hour?
I don't know.
Or
not if the Chinese have anything to say with it. It could only take like 30 minutes.
Still 6 blocks needed. I hope a big meme comes on the screen here. I love the memes when they just pop up. Yeah, I mean, we can transition away from this subject, but I do think I agree with you. That's it's very passionate. There is a lot of people that are on both sides of the fence on, I'm sticking with it. You know, I put my thousands there and this is going to be good. And they believe the hype. And there's others that are like, this is a scam. We got to get out of this, or I'm in it and I can't get out. So I'm stuck. Yeah, it's just, it is. I would agree. When the truth comes out, it will be as big or bigger than Mt. Gox scenario, where there's going to be some serious repercussions for what's actually been going on, which is what I'm afraid of. But oh, I did the math, by the way, and 500,000 users divided by 4,000 GPUs, that puts a GPU usage of 0.008 per person. Yeah, right, buddy. The math doesn't even work.
Well, I'm sure, you know, let's give everyone the benefit of the doubt in that there's, you know, more, you know, places that have a lot of other mining rigs, whether Bitcoin or other GPU, and you know, maybe your math, if you just base it on those 2 warehouses, it would be wrong, of course, but
right.
But at the same time, I am highly doubtful, but I'm hopeful for all those people. I understand, you know, if you got money in it and you're waiting for your payouts, I hope everything turns out for better. I think you should be demanding,
right,
you know, to Genesis to be more upfront
every day,
and to do that. But let's go on to Segwit, and I know you don't mind, you know, with ASICs or anything, digital gold, but what are your feelings on Segwit as far as mining as a miner?
Well, I've struggled with it because I don't try to believe hype stuff, and so for 2 years all we've been doing is talking about what we could do to Bitcoin instead of actually making a solid decision. And now that the solid decision is out, now we have to implement it. So I'm more of a like a historical guy. Like, I like to study what's actually happened in truth and then move on, because some of these other things never even come to fruition. But with this one, looks like it's locking in, baby. I mean, I'm excited for one that Bitcoin's getting upgraded. I'm excited that we finally reached a point that we can come together as a community of miners and developers and voters. I don't know what you want to call those people, core developers, and push something for the better. So I'm excited for that. Just the principle of changing. I like that. And for the actual what it does, or is it good, or are we going to see the best scenario in this? I don't know. I honestly yesterday was thinking, I really wonder what it'd be like to have Satoshi involved. And maybe he is. But I really wonder what Satoshi would do in this scenario, because he said to upgrade the blocks. He said that very specifically. But I don't know. Did he want to change the speed? Did he want to... Would he have gone with this Bitcoin Cash thing? Would he have just let it go? Like, I don't know. I try to think what Satoshi would do. What would Satoshi do? And that's where I try to draw my line, because truly, when you're the founder, you should be able to determine the rules, and all these other things could just be a bunch of a big way to kill Bitcoin. I'm almost afraid of. Almost a way to devalue it. But
well, you know, that hasn't happened though. I mean, ever since the hard fork with Bitcoin Cash, even Bitcoin Cash has gone up in price, and Bitcoin has gone up another 1,000. Almost, you know, I would another 1,000 or 2,000. So it's hard to you know, say that hard forking is bad, even though some people say it's bad. But the fact is, I'm richer. You know, if you had Bitcoins and you're a holder of Bitcoins, you're technically richer on paper. Although I have, since the hard fork into Bitcoin Cash, I have yet to sell to any person any Bitcoin Cash. When they've come to me, I could tell by the address key that they're expecting. They're expecting regular Bitcoin, and so since the fork happened, that's all I've sold is regular Bitcoin peer to peer, and so I don't know where the money or the demand's coming from Bitcoin Cash, or even this potential Segwit 2x, which apparently doesn't have any replay protection. Did you know about that, Digital Gold, that it didn't have any replay protection?
no. Explain that to me and the users or viewers on here.
Well, if you send your Bitcoin, you're probably going to end up sending both the 2x Bitcoin and the regular Bitcoin to the same address, and so you're losing money. And vice versa, if someone was sending their Segwit 2x coin to an address, they may end up going to a Bitcoin address, so they lost their coin on that side, and there's no control over that.
Wow.
And so there's a situation here where it may be dangerous for people to send coins. It's great to maybe receive coins, because you'll end up, you know, with both, because you'll have the address key will be both on both chains. You'll end up sending both of them, so you'll get like double the money. So maybe by then I'll go on a buying spree when the fork happens, and then hopefully I can catch an extra coin here or there. But otherwise, for someone who's sending coin, it's kind of scary.
Won't there be the like a similar situation as with Bitcoin Cash, where you can split the wallets?
I'm not sure if anybody has tried to do that. From what I can see and from what I've heard, it seems like this is a battle. The Segwit 2x split is a battle to determine which one's the longest chain. And so it's literally a fight to determine which one's going to be Bitcoin and which one's going to be the miner altcoin. Like, they're really duking it out. I mean, this is a miner. This isn't a user thing. Like, if it was up to me, I'd want, you know, replay protection. But this seems to be a miner battle. Like, miners who are going to have to battle this out. And so far, I think one group who are the signers of the New York agreement with the Segwit 2x has deviated from that plan. It's really going to be about those people who agreed to it, whether they really want to go with the suicide pact, because I think that's really going to damage. Well, first it's going to damage the price, and then it's also going to damage the whole ecosystem, because I don't think anyone's going to be willing to transact in Bitcoin during that time, throughout that whole time. And unless somebody puts up some replay protection.
Yeah, that's getting scary for sure. I don't know how I feel about all of this. I'm excited for the price. My initial thought was it'll flirt with 5,000 by the end of the year, but I'm closer to flirting with 10,000 now at the rate of what's changing and going. Now, I do agree that the miners should play majority vote, though. I know I'm biased, but the miners are the network, right? So Satoshi was a miner. He started it. He was a developer and a miner. So he was 50-50. But when he introduced it to somebody else, he introduced it to another miner and to another developer. So the problem isn't necessarily that the miners have this battle, but yet that the miners are so few, I would say. I would say if there was a device in your house and we all owned one and it was a little miner, sort of like your modem box, all of us would be able to be of this vote as a mining community. And I think things would run a lot smoother that way. But because miners are voting and there's so few of them, it creates this bottleneck and problems in the network. So the developers bring a huge side. Like, they are everything to the community too. I don't want to disregard the developers just because I'm not a developer and don't know a thing about coding. I get that, but when you have a foundation of a house, you got to make sure that the person who builds the wood around it, the developer, the miner who's the cement layer, is agreeing that yes, you can build that heavy of a house on my cement. That's fine. So it's got to be a symbiotic relationship. It has to be.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. You know, me coming from just a end user, you know, like myself, and probably a majority of other people. You know, we don't want to hear this. You know, we don't want to hear that we're gonna, you know, lose our Bitcoin because we push send. That's the last thing we want to hear. You know, we want to hear that we're going to get our Bitcoins. You know, when the transaction goes out, that Bitcoin comes back to us, you know, in full, the remaining difference. Would hate to, you know, but then again, the other part is, I think there's an anticipation that the split, when there's two coins, you know, we're probably getting greedy as well, because now we're going to get Segwit 2x coins that's going to be worth probably about the same price as Bcash, and then Bitcoin around 4,000, and we're all anticipating something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happened. My final hope is during the last minute of the last hour, everyone will come to their senses and have replay protection, and then just split ways, and then whichever chain the users are going to go on, you know, that's going to be the winning or the majority chain. And I hope that that's what happens. It's not a miner induced, you know, situation where they're forcing the users to come on one side and force us to choose one or the other. I hope that they can just split in a friendly way and let the users decide which chain to choose from, and which coins to hold and which coins to sell. Ultimately, I think there's only going to be one chain that's going to probably win out, and the others are just going to become an altcoin for the purposes of trading, and that's my opinion on that. I don't know what Brian has any thoughts, or if you guys have any thoughts on the outcome.
I think, yeah, in the end, it'll just be one coin that wins. But this thing still troubles me, right? Like, information out there about what it's going to be like for the end user, and the details you shared are troubling. As you also said, digital gold. It's if they keep forking, this is like the new ICO for Bitcoin. You know, they got this Bitcoin Cash happened. The Segwit 2x is going to happen. Before long, there are going to be more forks pop off of Bitcoin because people want to just create some value out of nothing. And it has the potential to get out of control like Ethereum is right now with the ERC20 tokens. I don't want to see that happen.
And I think both of us, all three of us, could agree. And anybody in the chat, please comment on this as well. It is sad that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are becoming mainstream, and these people are brand new to this, and this is the crap that they have to come into. Back in the day, it was so smooth. It was slow. So what? You could do large transactions, and it maybe took a little while. So what? Like, this is the crap that these people are introduced into this great technology. They're like, guys, come join cryptocurrency. It's the greatest invention of our generation. Let's do it. And this is what they're introduced to, this debate, these fights, these hacks, these scams. Don't you agree that this is just awful for new users? Like, this is not a good representation or example of what crypto is about at all.
No, it's not a good look, and it doesn't help spur mass adoption at all. It actually scares people away.
Mm-hmm. It's frustrating.
Yes, I agree, and but you know, this is for the user and end user experience. I mean, there's some people who don't even know what's going on. I mean, all the people who buy from me don't ask me about Bitcoin Cash or the Segwit 2x that's coming up. They don't even know. And so it's up to current users who are familiar with this space to eventually make, I guess, the final decision. And so if anything, you know, the choice is going to be eventually to all of us. And we gotta eventually decide which one we're going to choose and which one we're going to, you know, disregard eventually. The problem I have with the two, you know, Bitcoin Cash was okay, because essentially they just became an altcoin, in my opinion, right now, because it's just speculation. It's just trading on the exchanges. I received free altcoins or free Bitcoin Cash, which was to my benefit. The Segwit 2x, however, that's very hostile. You know, it seems like an attack, because it's literally induced by the miners or by a group of people against what I would say is against the users. You know, why don't they just go ahead and just do what Bitcoin Cash did, and just do a friendly fork? All the users would receive their tokens, and then we could just decide from there. And if they want to do innovation on a larger block, if it's good enough, the users will go to that chain. You know, and then, you know, the current existing chain, they could do whatever their plan was, and then we wouldn't have to fight anymore. You know, we would just literally let the users decide which chain is the best for them to use, and then let the chains win out. And then whoever innovates the best gives the user the best experience. I think that's probably the way to go, in my opinion. And hopefully we have until November to, you know, I'm hoping they'll come to their senses, and just, if they're going to fork, I don't have a problem with forking, because it's not something that I can really control as a user. But forking requires mining power, so it's not like we can fork, like it's not like tomorrow we can do another fork. because it would require, hashing power to do that. It's not like ERC20 tokens where we're just write up a code and then we just put up a contract and just let everyone know to send your ether at this address, and then boom, you got these tokens. So I wouldn't say it's that easy, or it's the new ICO on Bitcoin, but I do think in the future, whenever there's disputes on the direction of the development of Bitcoin, I think this is probably going to be how things are handled. You'll get a group of miners that have hashing power with people who can develop, and they'll just split off. Tokens will be created, and either they're going to be successful and have a majority of the users jump on with them, or they're going to just be literally, I think, in the eventual end, be an altcoin where they'll be traded. They'll be speculated a lot, but at the end, I think they'll just end to a dead road.
Well, when you put it like that, James, yeah, probably won't be as bad as the ERC20 token, since you're right. It does take mining power to do a fork, and I didn't take that into consideration when I spoke. Thank you for clearing that up.
No problem. How are we doing on the blocks, Jared?
Oh, you better believe it. That is what everyone in the chat is talking about right now. We are at 4 blocks. 4 blocks.
Wow. So yes. 2 blocks went by while we were talking. We may actually get there.
That might get it. I mean, yeah. I mean, I got the blocks right here. What block? Do we know what block number it is?
I unfortunately don't.
Well, I guess I can count up 4. So 48, 18, 19. So that would be 48, 18, 23.
So with the excitement of the Segwit coming up, Jared, have you noticed more people coming to you wanting to mine in general, or are they coming to you specifically to mine for Bitcoin?
So more people come to me to mine Bitcoin, and then I have to educate them that you can't mine Bitcoin without a couple million. And then they're like, okay, well, I'll just mine some Ethereum. And then I'm like, that's good, but you might want to hedge your bets on some of these other altcoins, because you could really do well in the long run if you hold on to them. And so there's this constant battle between, like, convincing them of Bitcoin being the ultimate and then altcoins making your money. So I tell everybody to the best way to do it is to get 1 Bitcoin, just 1. Hold on to that, put it in a cold storage, and don't ever touch it. Then I say start mining. So if a miner comes to me and they say, dude, I made a bunch of money in Bitcoin, hedging my bets, and I want to buy a bunch of mining, and here's all my Bitcoin. I'm like, no. I don't want all your Bitcoin. Keep 1 Bitcoin for yourself. And then whatever's left, let's work with that amount, and let's see what we can do as far as a mining equipment goes. Because I don't think that you should give up that value of something that's so great. I mean, there's only 16 million out right now. I mean, do you realize that if you have 1 coin, you are one of 16 million? That's huge. With 7 billion people on the planet, that's huge. So that's, I don't know if that answered your question. I might have got on off a tangent there, but sorry.
No, that's good, because I want you to, I'd like to know more about these people that come to you, because I'm sure they have a mindset, because they don't know anything about mining. They may not even know anything about the whole space, like know the history of it or have any experience. They just see the price of Bitcoin. They hear about mining it. They don't even realize you can't really mine it. Like they're probably thinking they could buy like a couple computers and then start mining Bitcoin, but they're by themselves, that's not the case. They have to join a pool, most likely.
Yeah.
So I could tell by you're laughing. That's probably what they think, right? They just, let me buy a couple computers. I'll start mining Bitcoin. I'll get some Bitcoins from these computers. they don't realize they're gonna have to join a pool. So do they expect fast returns?
No. I haven't. No. My best guy, aside from us, my best guy was a guy who did about a $5,000 investment, and he pulled in $28,000 in 8 months. So he made, you know, roughly 20 grand in profit after paying his bills and his miner off, of course. And he's still mining. I don't even know. He might even be in the chat because he loves the channel. Thank you. But you should go love James Bond channel. Hype for James Bond. Everybody stop watching Digital Gold. Get over. There's 100 people on Digital Gold. Get over to James Bond. There's only 7 people there. There's got to be more than that. Get over there. Okay?
No, that's about right. Because a lot of people don't like me anyway. Because
what?
So I give them a perspective on the space that they don't necessarily want to hear. But unfortunately, it needs to be told.
It does.
So that people can have a better understanding how to make real money in this space, and not you know, think that they got real money and end up like basically becoming a bag holder.
Now let me just push this, and I know I have to repeat myself. So if you've heard it, you're going to hear it again. But this is where you hold your Bitcoins, right? You hold them offline. And why do people need to mine versus holding? Well, you need to do both. That's why I tell you to keep one Bitcoin. When you guys have all your eggs or coins in your offline storage and you just sit there and you hold it, you're checking your balance every day. You're all checking your balance more than you're checking your Facebook, because you're like, oh, did I make money? Did I lose money? Am I good? Am I bad? How am I doing? I don't know. What's the market's doing? Oh no, it got hacked. Somebody got hacked. Did I lose everything? Like that, you're freaking out. I've been there. I know you're freaking out. When you're mining, you're like sitting in a lawn chair on a hot summer day enjoying the sun rays. And you're like, oh yeah, this is great. And you do that for like 3 weeks, and then you're like, oh, look at that. My balance went up. Huh, that's cool. I got more coins and I didn't do anything for it. You don't care about the price. You don't care about these massive swings or these hacks or anything, because you're just steady. Your mega hash is steady, your miner's steady, and it's just bringing in coins day and night. You go to bed and you wake up richer, and that's all you do. You just bring in the coins. So just from a personal health standpoint, it's better to be a miner than to hold all your coins offline and freak out about all this stuff, because that's what happens to these people. Oh, I'm dropping frames again. Somebody says I'm dropping frames. Anyways, that's my personal belief.
Well, that's a good one. You know, if you're willing to mine at a loss, and you're willing to look at, in my opinion, at least a minimum of a 5-year horizon period to make returns on your investment.
5 years, agree. I say 3 to 5. Yes.
Yes, because you know, because you may not be able to buy on Coinbase. These exchanges may disappear on you, so you won't be able to send any money to these exchanges. Like Bitphoenix, you can't even send money. They're not even taking U.S. customers anymore. Mm-hmm. So over time, it's gonna probably be harder and harder to buy these coins, and your only option may be to mine them. And so you have to go through a very long period of time where you're receiving, you know, your rewards for them. You're putting money into it through electricity and cost of hardware. But you're essentially just dollar cost averaging, and that's very powerful, especially when the market goes down. You'll probably find that you're going to get more coins. So when the market goes back up, which takes a cycle of 3 to 4 or 5 years, you're going to be very, very happy that you held on to these coins, because literally, I think, was it almost a year, or some time has gone on, but a year and a half ago, if you were mining Ethereum and you kept all that, you would have been a millionaire by now, at least, or very close to it. So yeah,
you would have been very rich. I was one of the top miners in Ethereum when it came out, and I did my math, backdated it, and I would have cleared close to 300,000
Okay,
So,
300,000.
yeah, but still,
All right.
you'd be really good.
Yeah, you'd be doing really.
Go on with what you're saying.
So it's kind of important that you take a longer term horizon on mining, because I think a lot of people, they come in, they think they're going to buy like a gaming rig and start mining, you know, Ethereum, and they're making, you know, whatever, $20 a month, and they're going to do that. And I see this happen a lot. They once they stop making money, they stop mining. That's
Right.
that's the wrong thing to do. You should continue mining even though you're taking a loss, because if you just keep mining through the cycle, you'll make your money back and then some. It'll come back almost like double, triple, quadruple the amount. And so that's that. And I have another question. That guy you said that made his money back, that 20,000. What was he mining? What was it that he wanted to do with it? Like, was he just nice hash, or
Yeah, it was
coin?
no, I mean, it was like a custom, like a Claymore type scenario. It wasn't nice hash. But no, I mean, he just straight. I mean, I don't know how much he kept though. So when this is a guy that I run his rigs for him, so I'm able to see like what he does, but I'm not able to see what he kept, because I don't think that's right. So I don't know what he kept in Bitcoin versus Ethereum, but I just know from the math that he cleared that's how much he cleared. Sorry, what was your question with him? Oh, he was mining Ethereum. Yes.
Okay,
he was straight mining Ethereum. I don't even think he was dual mining. Yeah, he can. I mean, he owns some serious GPUs, but yeah, straight Ethereum.
Okay. Yeah, that was like the real popular one. I think there's a real good correlation between mining and the price, because mining represents the hashing power, and I'm hearing that hashing power represents some monetary value. So would you agree that the more people mine, the higher the price of that coin is going to go up because of the hashing power involved in it? Or is it the opposite? Does it go down?
Oh, the more people that mine,
or the more people that mine, that increases.
No, there's not a. We don't have enough. We don't have enough information and logistics and analytics for me to tell you an answer to that. Yeah,
okay.
You got. Let's keep this up, and in 5 years, let's do another interview, and I'll be able to answer that. I have my opinion, but I don't. There's not enough analytics for me to answer that correctly.
I've heard the more hashing power on a network, the more valuable the network is, and that's why, you know, you got Bitcoin worth almost $70 billion because of the hashing power involved. And so I noticed that Ethereum went up in price. At the same time, their hashing power went up. Now, do you think one drives the other? The price going up drives more miners, or more people mining it? I know I'm almost saying the same thing, but
no. The price, when the price goes up, it does drive more miners. Yes. But do those miners actually go through with building the rigs and all of that? Because I imagine that 60% of the people who say they're going to get into mining put some money somewhere, but then actually don't do anything with it. They just kind of they're like, you know what? I bought this stuff, but I don't want to hook it up. And the other part are like, I'm just going to build a gaming rig. This is insane. Or my whole apartment is freakishly on fire. I can't handle this anymore in here. And some people are looking at their electric bill, and mom's going, Johnny, why is your electric bill this high? Like, oh, sorry, mom, I was mining some coins. Like, so I would say 60% of them that jump into mining probably just drop right off the bat. So, but it is because the price went up. It is that I get the most calls. I get the most calls when the price is exploding. That's the only time I get the calls. Is the price is on fire, Jared. Can you help us? We need some machines right now.
Yeah. That's before I got into trading cryptocurrency, before I got involved in Bitcoin, I used to work for a recycling company, and paper recycling, some metal, electronics recycling, and all that, plastics. And what I noticed from that was when these commodities go up in value, everybody and their mother comes out of the woodworks and wants to become a recycler. They go around collecting, whatever bottles, aluminum cans, paper, newspaper, right? Because they'll get money for it, right? And people throw it away, so it's like free money, right? It's literally they see it as free money. You go to your house, I bet you got like cardboard boxes and paper all over the place. That's money. And when the price goes down, nobody cares about recycling. Nobody cares about the earth anymore. They just throw it in the trash because it's actually cheaper to throw it in the trash than to try to recycle it.
That's true.
So, we're all experiencing this going up, right? But eventually, Jared, when you consult these people that come to you, do you tell them about the down cycle? I mean, do you tell them about the potential pitfalls when they get involved and how they can kind of cope with that, or still be in the game and still mine and then come through it even richer and more profitable? Is there a talk about that discussion?
No. So you have to be very careful because, one, you can't be a money transfer or type person without a bunch of legalities. And being how we're just an LLC, there's not a whole lot we can do with that side. Secondly, I can never say anything about prices because then you're considered like a financial advisor of some sort. So the only thing we can do is tell them history. So this is what we have done. These are what others have done. This is what it's possible, right? So your return might be worthless. You might have a $5,000 rig and you're sitting pretty and you're like, wow, that looks great. It doesn't do anything. So that might be your scenario, and we'll add you to the history book. But for anybody coming to me, I say what we have done. I never tell them what they could do. It's up to them to do their own research and find the coin and do that. And I expect people to come to me without any knowledge, yes. But I also expect them to do a little bit of research to know, oh, the top 5 coins are, or, there are more coins than just Bitcoin. That's my funniest one. When I'm like, yeah, there's like 700 coins. People are like, really? There's more than just Bitcoin? And I'm like, oh my, this is going to be a long one. So yeah, it's got to be a balance. They got to love mining. They got to love making a little bit of profit, and they got to love a little bit of research. Even if that's just watching one show. Just one.
The learning curve for people getting into Bitcoin just to be users, let alone miners, is steep. Like at these Bitcoin meetups I go to, every once in a while I've given somebody $1 or $2 of Bitcoin so they can get started. And the amount of time it takes to walk them through it, for them to understand what's going on, so that I'll feel safe they don't lose their $2 in Bitcoin, it's amazing. It's a very steep curve. It's almost worse than the learning curve we experienced in the mid-90s with the rollout of the PC. It's very similar.
I would agree. I agree.
Brian, I know you had a recent trade with the user, and you were telling me how you literally had to be customer support because you literally sold them Bitcoin and you had to show them how to use his wallet. Could you explain that, or tell us a little bit more about that experience? Because I think these are the people that are coming in and buying into this whole thing, either mining or even buying into any coins now. You're still on mute.
Not anymore. A person had some Bitcoin that I knew. I had met from a meetup, and they had called me because they were trying to restore one of their wallets, and they said, you know, every time I try to restore it doesn't work. So I sat on the phone with the person for 1 hour, restored 2 wallets for him, but it was like pulling teeth to do so. And he swears things are written down properly and this and that, but we finally got it all worked out. It's as simple as somebody being able to know they should go into settings and look around for it to show you what your master seed key is. And there are people getting into the space that have more sense than sense. They have lots of money and have no technology aptitude whatsoever. And I guess the upside for that is that means that people are going to lose coins, which means there will be less coins out there, which means all of us who have them and keep them safe will have more value, I guess. But at the same time, you don't want that happening to people, because you want more people investing. You want more people in the space. You want the adoption to happen, so the prices will go up. So we have to act as shepherds, if you will, for all of these sheep who are coming into the space.
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's hopefully all those people who are watching or may be watching, you know, if we kind of, I'm sure we didn't sign up to be representatives of the cryptocurrency space, but by default, we kind of are, you know, since we talk about it, we make videos about it. And so everything we do, you know, you may want to think about how you're doing it and the reasons you're doing it, because in a lot of ways, when I see a lot of people try to bring new users into the space, some don't even know how to even use their own wallets. It's kind of scary. You know, they should at least kind of understand the coins that they're, you know, very happy about, and the reasons why they like the coin. I know a lot of people are in it for the money, and yes, you can make a lot of money. I think a lot of people have made a lot of money. I don't think there's anyone who didn't make any money as long as they held onto their private keys. So this has been a very good year for cryptocurrency users, and hopefully it will continue to be a good year all the way until the new year. That way I have a little bit of spending money. I can get my Lambo, and I'll have another video that I can make.
Oh boy.
But, what was that, Jared?
Oh, you're cracking me up, buddy. You're just cracking me up. We're 3 blocks away.
We're 3 blocks away? Wow, we're halfway there. We're halfway there. Did you want to stay on until it's activated?
What time is it? I guess. Let's ask the users. What do the users want? Are you watching your live channel? I hope you're watching it.
I usually don't talk to the chat that much because I want them to go ahead and talk to each other, and I don't hear my chat.
Sorry.
So they could just go crazy all they want, and some of them have.
Guys, do you want to stay on till the 3? Maybe I should type it. That's always faster. There's a 40-second delay. Somebody says, James, you should buy your Lambo with Bitcoins.
Oh, well, that's the plan, because I dumped my whole life savings into Bitcoin. I sold everything.
Yeah, I did too. Are you serious? I did too.
No, I was joking, but
oh,
oh my
I
gosh,
really did. Oh, I really did.
All right.
I mean, I quit my job and said, screw it. I'm doing this. We're going all in. I'm going to be a miner and an educator and a YouTuber and a coin builder, maker, whatever. I'm going to do it all. Whoa, I just got a super chat. David Allen said, we must stay on. We must stay on. Okay.
Okay. All right. Someone gave you a super chat, so I guess you have to.
Yes, I do have to now. That's awesome. Brian or James, can you entertain them while I go get a drink?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So unlike Jared, I didn't put up my life savings and quit my job. I began by not having a job, and then I got into the cryptocurrency space and worked my way to getting the amount of Bitcoins that I have through peer-to-peer trading, as kind of, if you've been here early enough, how Brian explained it earlier with his trading that he did recently. And that's kind of how I worked my way up to these Bitcoins. And I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. Ever since 2013, November of 2013 is when I first got involved. And unfortunately, I came in thinking that I can just trade this thing called Bitcoin on the exchanges, and that I was smarter than the market. I was smarter than all those other people who already had more Bitcoin and more money than me. And unfortunately, I was trading on an exchange called Mt. Gox. And so I was wrong on that. I wasn't smarter than the market. So after that, I started trading on a peer-to-peer site called localbitcoins.com. And that was kind of one of the only few exchanges that allow you to trade peer-to-peer. And I started doing that. I no longer trade on local Bitcoins anymore, but I do trade with other people, and I've been doing that, and it's helped me build my my Bitcoin, especially when the price was going down. Is actually the best time to do it because you'll get more Bitcoin for the money. And if I was smart, I should have held on to more Bitcoin, but I'm glad I do have the Bitcoin that I do have now, because it's gone up. Well, it's literally gone up over a little bit over 4,000. I don't know what the price is right now. I think it's like at 4,200 or something like that, or 4,100. So that's
Yo, I want to give a shout out to my main Litecoin. You guys see what's going on with Litecoin today?
Well, what's the price of Litecoin these, Brian?
It's around 52 right now, but it got up to 54, almost 55 at one point.
Awesome, man. I'm glad for you. I know you traded some of that Bitcoin for Litecoin. I see you're happy now.
All right, I'm back. I'm gonna check out the fishes, guys. We're gonna introduce this as a real show here now. We're getting excited. The fish are excited. They're coming in, ready to check out this crazy Segwit explosion. I got my spacesuit on. I had to turn the air on, so if it's too loud, I apologize. It's very hot in here with all these lights and the spacesuit and the excitement. Whoa, it's getting crazy. We gotta refresh. Anybody, is there a live site so I don't have to refresh? This refresh is driving me nuts. Bonkers, I tell you, bonkers. But, guys, gotta go check out James Bond. You gotta go check him out. He's a great channel. James Bond, do you realize that you were with us before we were anything? Like, we were literally nothing, and you were with us.
That's when I said that's when I was in the troll box, and my call sign was "This show sucks."
Right.
You remember that?
I know. And it did. You were so right. The show did suck because I delisted all of those videos. I did. They only have like 200 views. It was not exciting. We didn't know what we were doing, and I don't know what exploded, but somehow it exploded, and now it's exploding in here. And James is still with us. He's with us, dual streaming. You can watch this on James's channel. Oh man, this is exciting. We are 2 blocks away. Just 2. Oh,
wow,
snap.
That went pretty fast.
It's going fast. It's going fast.
Ant pool.
Ant pool? Are they mining empty blocks? They're probably mining empty blocks.
Bitcoin Cash is at $694. Guys, let's go check the coins. Do you want to check the coins?
Yeah, check the coins.
All right, you want to check the coins? We're checking the coins.
My prediction is Litecoin's down to 51.94 right now.
Here we go. Jared invested $1,000 into altcoins. I did it live. I bought 10 coins. We had votes live on which I should buy. These are the 10 coins I bought. I'll read them off real quick. Bitcoin Cash. Oh, sorry, I already had that. Bitcoin, I already had that. Burst, Dash, Decred, Digibyte, Ethereum Classic, Omnicoin, Siacoin, Stratuscoin, XEM or NEM, Monero, and Zcash. I bought $100 each, a total of 10 different altcoins, and we've been monitoring how they've been doing the last 48 hours. And you better believe it, baby, we are at $1,488. So let's just keep that hodling strong in there. Keeping it hodling. That's right. Oh, by the way, little shout out real quick while we're still here. Before it locks in, check out James's channel. Like and subscribe to both of us if you haven't done that. Put in the comments what we've been talking about in this debate and your personal opinion. And of course, check out some of our affiliate links like these cool stickers I have on my hat. You can get these. You can get these stickers and you can get a discount, 10%. Check out that shirt back there, Crypto Graffiti. Oh yeah, he's great. And US Miner Depot, shouting them out. They're doing a contest. Did you hear they're doing a contest, guys? They're giving away $1,000 in coins.
Oh,
that sounds
okay.
like a joke.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
You guys can participate.
Nice. What's it about?
Well, I can't tell you yet because I'm still waiting on that email. But we had a phone call, and it was quite exciting. They're giving away $1,000 worth of coins on this channel, and you too can participate. Everybody can participate except myself, and that's okay. So, it's exciting. It's exciting. More to come. More to come. More to come. Sorry, I get amped up on this time. Viewers are going up. Super chats are coming in. This is exciting. This is exciting. Are you guys having fun? I'm having fun.
Having a blast.
Well, I'm having a great time too. Hey, Jared, let me mention another thing is my channel, I have a live stream interview like we're having right now. If anybody out there wants to come on and talk crypto or anything else, you're more than welcome to come on.
Yo, and while we're talking about stuff, does a treasure hunt, and he hasn't had one start back up in about a month, but I love to participate in his treasure hunts. The problem is no one else really does, so I'm the only one out there. I need some pressure. Now, I didn't get his last one. He made it really well, and so therefore I didn't crack it. But he needs some more folks participating in the treasure hunt because it's the coolest ass thing in the world, and you could win some free crypto. It's proof of work, if you will.
Well, Brian, I'm gonna add on to that. My next videos that I got. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reveal the backup seed to a Coinami wallet, and you probably already seen it if you go to my video. How to split your Bitcoin Cash part 1. I exposed my backup seed to the Konami wallet that I was doing a demo on backing up or splitting the Bitcoin. I'll show it again, but if you all go ahead and somehow get that private key, I'm gonna be sending. I think I have almost $4,000 in Bitcoin. I'm not going to be putting all of that in. I'll probably be putting like $5 in periodically, all throughout the day, all throughout the night. Who knows? But the point is if you have your wallet and you got the private key, try to be the first to get those Bitcoins and sweep them somewhere else. Obviously, if 1,000 people have the private key, 1,000 people have control of that wallet. So I'm going to change it a little bit. So that more people can participate, Brian, and that's probably going to be a lot of challenge for you because you're always out. You're going to have to set up an alert somehow when I send Bitcoin to that address that you're going to have to be the first one to to send that Bitcoin to another address before everyone else does.
Right, right. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I'll also do treasure hunts as well. So I'll do a little bit of both. That way people can, you know, stay challenged a little bit and get some free Bitcoin. And hopefully, if you do win, you know, since it's free coin, free Bitcoin, share it with some friends and family. Let them know what it's like to own a cryptocurrency and have control of the private keys. Show them how to use a wallet. I like Coinami wallet because it has a lot of other altcoins. Because I watch a lot of other YouTube videos and other YouTubers, and they do giveaways, and they kind of do a little treasure hunt here and there. They'll reveal their private key for anybody who watches their video towards the end of the video. And I've gotten at least $50 of other altcoins, and I've been holding on to them. And yeah, go ahead.
Block away. We are
One
one block away. 1 block away.
People, we're on the threshold, folks. We're right at the event horizon.
Here we go. See, BitBunkers is up on my screen here. If it can fall right, there it is. 48, 18, 22. 48, 18, 22. When that block falls, we have Segwit Lock in completely. It's so exciting.
I hope the price goes up.
The price is going to explode. Do they realize that it went up? The price went up $600 in 48 hours. Do these people realize that? They probably didn't even notice. They were probably sleeping. Seriously, the price dropped. Did you guys see it? The price dropped to $3,500, and it is $4,200 today. That's $600 in 48 hours. People that were excited about Bitcoin could have bought in at $3,500 and made $600 in 48 hours. They could have. They could have.
Well, that's a normal day for Bitcoin, Jared. That's a normal day.
Well, yeah, but not every day. Not every day. I get excited on the days it happens, okay? Look at this. Look at the block. Here we go. Little bit of transactions. I don't see millions moving. We saw this last time, where there wasn't a lot of money moving in the network when what was it? Segwit started, and when Bitcoin Cash came out, we saw a lot of stopping. Now, the nodes are doing okay. These are the nodes on this screen here. Those are doing okay. They haven't hicked up at all. Last time with Bitcoin Cash, we saw a lot of red where the nodes went offline, and but just little tiny transactions. Maybe it's you guys out there on the live chat doing these transactions. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited. I wish there was something live that I could see. The only thing I can see is this block. I don't know.
We'll get there.
Oh, man. Okay. All these people in my chat are talking about they wish they had a time machine. Well, that's great, but that's not reality, and neither is a Lambo. So let's get back to reality. Enjoy your day job. Live the best life possible. Live free. And buy some coin.
That's exactly right. Because guess what? In a year, they'll be saying the same thing. I wish I would have bought some a year ago.
You're so right. You're so right.
When's a good time to buy Bitcoin? Almost all the time.
All the time. You're right. Yep. What the heck is the source for the node and the blocks falling? What's your URL? Oh, it's BitBonkers. BITBONKERS. Bonkers. BitBonkers. Give him coin if you're using his site. His address is down there. We all give him coin. He's a nice guy. Woo! This is exciting. Still 1 block to go. Still 1 block, it says. I hope a beep comes up on this screen. I mean, I really do. I hope, like, there's a rocket ship or a lock. Maybe a lock could come on. I don't care. Just something. Bitbonkers.com. There you go. Thank you. There will be more. There will be more. Oh, buddy. Guys.
You excited, Jared?
Are you ready for this? This is big. This is big. This is history of Bitcoin in the making right now. They will write this in the books, and children in 2nd grade will read about this day at this moment.
That was when it all began, children.
No. No, but they will read about it. Okay, let me refresh this just to make sure. Just to make sure, I'm going to refresh this. Oh, we're still there. 22. We're still at 22. I want to put this on the big screen.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you do that?
Yeah, just remember, James, whoever's talking is the one who'll be on the main feed, not whoever you have selected.
Well, I'll select them.
Oh, no, What? What's he talking about?
Oh, are you going to be on screen? Like, fixed?
Who?
You, or do you want me to do that? I'll do that from here on my end.
Oh, what are you doing on your end?
Oh, well, you said you were going to have the site up? The screen share?
Oh, you... Oh, they're seeing... It's hard to explain. I'm switching the video manually.
Hey, what's that on the screen behind you, that big block there?
That's the block. 48, 18, 22. I was gonna... Oh, right, that big one right there?
No. I just thought I didn't realize it was still 22. I thought something happened back there.
Oh, no, not yet. It just fell. I just refreshed it.
Mm-hmm.
James, what are you saying for the stream? What do you want on the screen for the stream?
Well, you want to put on the, is that Bitbonkers or whatever you're looking at until we get the activation going? We'll just put that on the screen while we'll talk.
Okay.
But what I was saying, James, is even if you select him on your meetup, on your Google Hangout, it does not mean he'll stay on the screen if one of us start talking.
No, I'm manually controlling that. Remember? I have the feed.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been switching the video this whole time. If that makes any sense. Like...
Yeah, manually.
Right. Yep. Okay. So we're going to put this on the big screen. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. Let's try it. Okay. There you go. Da 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 da. I'll just spin it around here. Is that what you guys are talking about? We gotta get some music pumping. Oh, how did I forget the music?
Copyrights. You have some original music you can share with the people?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Here we go. I can't hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Nope. And we can't see Bitbonkers either.
You can't see Bitbonkers?
No.
No, you're right. You can't. You'd have to go to youtube.com and log in to see it.
Gotcha. Okay. As long as they can see Bitbonkers, that's good.
Oh,
right?
they can see it. Oh, they see it all right. That's all they see. I don't know if the music's playing. Oh well. I'm trying. Somebody says @DigitalGold is the Bitcoin DJ. So what are we looking at here? Somebody says what we are looking at are the transactions. Brian and James, do you have a way to go to YouTube and check on James' channel? You can see what's actually being viewed by these people.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, cool. So this is actually Bitbonkers, and these are transactions falling.
What is the page doing?
So the red is, oh, sorry. I probably cutting off what the actual numbers are here. Okay, there you go. So red is 1 Bitcoin or less, or less than 1 Bitcoin, and you can click on see the transaction. And it goes on and so forth into 1 to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 1,000, and above 1,000 Bitcoin. So,
Oh well.
what you see there is the block, and this block is, oh, there's a big ball. The transactions inside there. So we're at block number 48, 18, 22, and if you guys know that, That is how many blocks have existed inside of the Bitcoin network from inception. So, yes, it is correct. Satoshi Nakamoto started with block number 1, and he probably ended on block number, like, I don't know, maybe 1,000, would you say? That he mined himself. So we're at, oh, there's another one. That's 768 Bitcoins right there, baby. That just moved across the network live. It's amazing.
That's pretty big.
Isn't that big? Look at that. Woo! We can even see him. Woo! We're like making a live entertainment of just balls falling. I don't...
That's on your channel. On James's channel, they see you and me and whoever speaks.
Yeah, but I think everyone is probably on.
What? That's not possible.
On the other channel.
No, they should be on James's channel. They should see BitBonkers.
I got 2 live streams actually. Sorry about that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got 2 of the same live stream. One viewing from what I'm seeing, and the other viewing from what you're seeing over there.
Oh no.
That's all right. It's good for posterity.
We had 2 streams. Oh well, I don't care. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good with it. It's all right.
Yeah, that works. This is an occasion, so why not go with a dual stream simulcast?
Yeah,
Dual
different
stream,
perspective
yes.
simulcast.
Right, that's right. Manual switching versus Google Voice or Google Hangout switching.
But I see what you're talking about. I see a bit bonkers, and we're just waiting for that next block.
Yeah, are you on yours now? What are you watching?
I'm on mine watching.
Okay, and you see bit bonkers, right?
My live stream option, what you're streaming over there.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. Get ready, guys. It's coming. It is coming. Oh, there's a big one. Oh, snap. Who's this? Who's this? Yep, 339 Bitcoins. That's pretty good. Look at that big old Bitcoin ball. See if I can zoom in at all. Probably not. There it is! There it is! Segwit Lock-in! Segwit Lock-in!
Oh, we're in, folks.
Snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. It just locked in. There it is. There it is. 48, 82, 23. Sedgwick has just locked in, everybody. Sedgwick has just locked in. It is here. It is strong. Look at that right there. Oh, baby. Let's refresh on the big main screen back here. Let's go back over here. Oh, man. I have 4 mice on my table right now to control all these computers. Oh, wait. Why does it say 1 block? Either this website's bad or maybe the block has to be mined. I don't know. Is this it? What has to happen here? Somebody give me info. Does this block have to be mined first? Oh, there it is. Oh, snap. Sedgwick activation. They say we're on the moon. Oh, my goodness. Let's go to that screen. xbt.eu. Is that what it is? Oh, snap. Oh, snap. There it is. Mission accomplished. Segwit. Segwit is activated. Look at, there he is. Mission control. He's got it on his helmet. Do you guys see that? Are you guys watching this?
Yeah, man.
This is hilarious. Oh, yes. I can't zoom in. Can I zoom in? Yes. Can I tell you a secret? I'm going to tell you a secret, guys. Do you want to know why I wear a space outfit? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Should I tell them right now or should I wait for like a year to tell them this? I don't know. Maybe it should be one of those secrets I hold forever.
It's Segwit activation night.
I know, but I like keeping secrets.
Well, just tell us. You're killing me already.
I 100% don't believe we went to the moon, and I will put my life on it.
You know, I asked the same thing to someone who works over at NASA, and you know what his reply to me was?
What's that?
He says, if you believe that, you represent 3% of the population.
Holy smokers.
So there's 3% of the people out there who really believe that.
There you go. So I'm one of those three, and I wear the space suit because the only people that have been to the moon, I mean, the only thing that's been to the moon is Bitcoin, baby. It's the only thing. That's it. So Bitcoin to the moon. Get your helmet on. Get your glasses on. This is exciting. Wow, guys. There's like over 100 people that joined us live at the Digital Gold channel and the James Bond channel with Brian to hang out during the official activation of Segwit. Can you believe what's just happened here, guys? This is real. This really happened. We're in the history books. BitBonkers is probably going crazy right now. Oh, man. Or not.
For all the fighting,
Man.
all the haranguing, the threatening, the cajoling, we're finally here.
Wow, what is Bitcoin price doing? Are we seeing a big push? How
I'm
about the
checking that
altcoins?
right now.
We're at 41.55. Average spread $4,155. Wow, this is so fun. I need some serious earpieces. Guys, your super chats have helped everyone. They're gonna let me invest in some better earpieces so I can do live streaming and not hold this headphone thing up to my head because it feels awkward. anyways guys, I should do a contest. These people that are watching this channel, me and yours, James, are the ones that will know why I wear the space outfit, and then someday, like in 6 months from now, I'll do a contest and say, why does Jared wear a space outfit? And the person who gets it right will get some kind of a reward or something, but I gave these guys the answer, so they're the first ones to know the answer. So, ooh, this is good. I like this. I like this. Wow.
That's a good one. What's the contest going to be on? I mean, what are you going to be giving away here? A Lambo?
Ha ha ha. What's going on with you guys? How do you guys feel? What is exciting? Is this great? What's going on?
I'm ambivalent
Brian,
at the
you
moment.
wanna take that?
Well, I have no emotional state about it. I'm waiting to see what happens before I get excited or despair. Me personally, I see Segwit and anything else put on top of Bitcoin as just additional weak points or points for attack. So I want to see this work for a while and see what happens before I get really excited. Big Debbie Downer, right?
No, Brian. I think you've been you've been paying attention about this space, and you have every right to be worried. I'm excited that Segwit is activated, but I know right now the fight is really beginning after this point. We'll have until November to see what really happens, but I'm happy to see it. That means we could try out some Segwit transactions, hopefully. I'm hoping that the wallets upgrade, and I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but maybe some Lightning transactions can be done as well, but that remains to be seen. So I'm excited, but at the same time, I know the fight is just beginning. No,
So
I think we're gonna
Elon,
get you a Mars outfit after this show. I mean, now that we've been to the moon
Oh,
already.
no. Guys, I feel really bad. I have to repeat myself. I muted my microphone.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I can be that passionate.
Well, you know what? I heard it on this side of the video, so don't worry. We're gonna have
Oh,
it.
they're
It's
all
heard on
upset
this
with me
side.
now. They're all like, no audio, no audio, no audio. Oh, shoot. Somebody said I
Well, the
just got
audio's back
hacked by
on?
NASA. Oh, I'm so dumb. They're all freaking out right now. Read his lips. Somebody stop him.
Well, you know, if they come onto my channel, onto the second video,
That's true.
they'll hear all of it. They'll hear. So
That's
there's
true.
a reason why this is the backup. I had the
This is
backup
the
to the
backup.
backup to the backup.
Guys, if you wanted audio, you should have been on James's channel. James has the real audio.
you're gonna have to write it down and show it on the screen. They can't hear you.
That's so awful. No, I have it in the description.
No,
What are
your
you talking about?
instructions. Anything. If they can't hear you, you need to write it for them.
Oh, no, they can't hear me because I muted it because I was an idiot.
Oh wow.
It was only that last part. Oh, I don't think I can get that
was a once
passionate
in a
again.
lifetime thing. I mean, I heard it. It was very passionate, man. You moved me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone's got to come onto this other video to see that
Nope.
part, because if you
That's-
want to be moved,
Yep.
that was it, man. That was it.
I'm going to have to download that video from you just so I can have a little segment for my editing.
Well, you know, Elon Musk recently put out his new spacesuit, so that could be your Mars prototype suit for the next level of Bitcoin.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's good. I like that.
It's kind of sleek looking too. It's nice.
I bet it's really expensive.
Yeah, compared to that jumpsuit you're wearing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
that
it
I got for free.
is. Yeah, right.
Oh, man. Yeah, right. Wow. That's hilarious.
Did you get that when you went to the Smithsonian?
No, it's actually my bachelor party. There's a video online. If you guys can find it, there's a mission for you. Find this video online of me with the spacesuit. I did a music video in it. I actually have another YouTube channel, just nobody knows about it, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm gonna look for it.
Oh, good luck. It's the secret life of Jared in reality, in real life. I've been posting videos since like 2007, but this channel has taken over. So, yep. This is so great. Well, guys, what are we closing it out? I mean, it's here, mission accomplished. Do we have anything else, guys?
Well, no, I think that's it. It's been a long stream, but we did stick with it. It was unexpected. This was scheduled before I knew that it was going to be Segwit night.
It's true.
But we stuck with it, and I want to thank you, Jared. Digital Gold, your channel, you're the best. You're awesome. I'm always glad to talk to you, and I'm happy to say I know you. I can meet you in real life. As a matter of fact,
very nice of you.
may be headed to Pennsylvania really soon, because I got to do stuff. I might even meet Brian on the way.
Oh boy.
But we'll talk business, because
Okay.
I want you to dump all your altcoins, get Bitcoin, so I can give you a bag full of cash.
There you go.
All hundreds, right? You like them hundreds wrapped around?
And I'll take I'll take hundreds. Brian, do you have any closing thoughts or?
No, but I'm glad we were all together for the
I agree.
activation of Segwit, at least to document it happening and being here together and making our comments and feelings about it known for everybody else to hear.
Well, thank you guys, and my last shout out, of course, if you guys like these stickers, you gotta check out Crypto Graffiti. He's just a regular guy like us. He's been in this world for a while, making art, he actually sticks like these stickers on ATMs all across the US, so it's kind of hilarious. So check out his stickers. Also, his shirts, if you saw it in the background, you guys can get yourself 10% off, as well as if you need some mining equipment, check out USA Miner D Po for some mining equipment. We love the donations. Please feel free to donate in any way. It's in the description. But if you do none of that tonight, you need to do one thing. One thing. You need to go to James's channel, James Bond here. He's right in the very first few lines of this. And subscribe and like to his channel, because he's been great in the community. He's been doing it for I don't know, like over a year now, right? And it's just a huge help. So thank you for having me, James, and everything. So this is great. We're gonna do this again.
Right on. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. We'll go out. We're closing out with mission accomplished. Good night, guys. We love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Wait for it.